Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we are going to talk about Summer Resnick, who, just let me put this out there, is basically the counter to the current meta. Do you hate the follow-up attack meta? She turns follow-up attacks off. Do you hate having weird status effects like Frostbite put on your team? She counters that. She's good against Gilgamesh, she's good against New Sephiroth, and basically, as a support unit, you could just splash her in to whatever two-man squad you want, and just power them up in the current state of the game, which is a breath of fresh air to me, and I'm really excited that they're actually releasing her early. Now, you will still need other good units to play her, but I am just, honestly, I'm just sick of losing to Gilgamesh. I'm sick of losing to Gilgamesh, and I am very happy to have somebody who can help like shut that guy down. So we got Resnick and we got her vision card to look at today. I'm going to focus on just a couple of things. The first thing I want to focus on is people have been saying that they gave her the same like body that they gave Summer Kilfei. Okay, a couple things here. One, no they didn't. They're both wearing different swimsuits. Kilfei definitely has a different body. If you focus on like the thickness level in certain areas, there's a difference there, and they are wearing different swimsuits. Are they similar? Yeah, they're both purple and they both have like drapery, but it's all different stuff. So it's not just, somebody told me that they took like Kilfei's body and Resnick's head and just slapped them together. Nah, I did a little scientific investigating and that is not the case. Now, let's look at her kit. I'm going to start with her TMR, which I really like. I really like this TMR. It has 5 agility on it. The TMR skill is a group buff, but once again, it's a group buff with a little bit of range to it. What this does is it gives you this right here, this question mark one, is when you drop below 50%, you get a heal. So she can give her whole group, if you can get them grouped up, she can give them a reaction heal to dropping to below 50%, or anybody wearing this can, and that's really good. And it comes with Protect, an excellent TMR buff, and I think it's worth using in a lot of teams. Now, she is a 100 cost fire unit. She's not limited, so hopefully we'll have like a 12k purchasing option for her. I'm not going to do that, but I will say I will throw every piece of Visior I do have at this unit just to try to build some other two-man squads that like 2 men plus her can handle the meta a little bit. I would just love that. So let's look at her kit and talk about why she counters the current meta. If we just look at her stats real quick, I do like to look at agility of new units when they come out. 68 agility, that's pretty good. It's not like insanely fast like 70, but 68 is definitely enough to help her hang in there. And 646 magic, that's going to be her big stat. You don't want this girl getting hit, so like you want her to hang back a little bit. She has an aura effect that we'll talk about, but she needs to have a big magic stat so her heals are landing with big numbers on them. Okay, let's look at her skills. We'll start with her support abilities. This overflowing with kindness is really good. She gets the distance-based damage reduction right here. She gets healing power up, debuff effect weakening up, and reduced magic damage taken for self that removes after 2 hits. So it's a 2-hit barrier that reduces magic damage by 20%. Okay, that's pretty good. Then you have some options. You can go more magic and AP consumption down. That's just okay. You can go fire resist, ice resist, cough, Gilgamesh, Sephiroth, and then more activation time down, and that might be the way a lot of people go. If you want more agility, you have a good agility option right there, and then you do have HP ice resistance if you only care about beating Gilgamesh. But I think you probably run overflowing with kindness plus angel dancing on the beach, or overflowing with kindness and light and skillful sword technique. Her new counter move is a 70% chance to proc against slash and magic damage. So again, a lot of the meta right there. And a 70% chance is great. Reduced damage taken by 30. I think you're just going to run that one all the time. I think you just run that one constantly. Okay, now I'm going to skip around on this a little bit. I usually just go in order. I want to talk about how she counters the meta, and it's all about this buff right here, Summer Sky Protection. Or wait, what did they actually call it in the global version? We actually know the name of this globally. In global, it is called Summer Sky Blessing, so pretty close to what they called it on this website. But Summer Sky Protection reduces physical damage taken for self 4 times. So now she has both shields on. This helps her be very splashable in my opinion, because like if you throw her into like, let's say you throw her into a Sword Knight team. Sword Knight and Book have very little overlap in their vision cards. So she's going to be missing a ton of vision card buffs. And so, how's she gonna live without all those buffs? Well, she's gonna come in with a magic shield and physical shield right off the bat, as long as you get her to cast this. This is priority 1, you cast this every fight. Then it gives 30 single target resist to allies. Absolutely stellar buff, absolutely insane. Then, here we go, here's the good stuff. Upon hit, seals barrier destruction for 3 turns for your ally. So any ally that hits the enemy will turn off the enemy's barrier breaking ability, bringing into play all of your units that have barriers as their means of surviving, or that use a buff to get a barrier from like a TMR or whatever. It brings barriers back into play a little bit. She does that, and that's huge. Then Dispel follow-up cast for 4 turns. Literally now, her whole team can turn off barrier destruction and turn off follow-up attacks. Holy cow, the game needed this. Oh my god, the game needed this. And then with the upgrade, it also gives you 30 accuracy for 4 turns. So evade doesn't even, you're counter evade a little bit now too. It's insane. They definitely went too far with this like follow-up attack meta, and like Gilgamesh is just everywhere killing everybody, and everybody hates him. If you either have him and you're winning, or you don't and you're struggling, now you have a counter to him. So I'm really happy they rushed this out. And like I said, I want this unit. I'm going to pull for her. I might even spend a little bit for the first time in a minute. So there we go. There's that. Okay, what else can she do? She does have a heal, a single target heal that gives HP up, attack up, and accuracy up to an ally. I have the worst light in the history of lights. The thing just turns itself off like whenever it wants to. Enjoy my armpit for a second while I turn the light back on. Either way, so this is a good heal with an attack steroid on it. Then her self buff is slash resist, magic resist, AoE resist 20 for self, and an aura. You want to cast this as well. Priority 1 is her group buff. This is priority 2, because what she's doing here is giving herself an aura, and we'll go look at this aura. It's right here. So allies within this range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with range height 1. The range height 1, a little bit of a problem because a lot of our maps are like up and down all over the place, but for the most part, she's going to cover her allies pretty well with this. Allies get critical evade, curse resist, frostbite resist, and blind resist. 3 absolutely terrible status effects, with curse and frostbite being a big deal in the game right now. Huge. Huge. So she provides that to her allies with her self buff, as well as making herself a lot more survivable. Again, making her so splashable. You don't have to have her built perfectly into a team. She can just come into a team, take care of herself, take care of the other 2 friends, and just let them go to town. Hello, Cypher and Squall, you're back in play. Thank God I like playing PvP again. Okay, what else can she do? Prayer of the Sea that gets upgraded to a Prayer for Summer is a big AoE reduce magic damage taken 2 turns for allies, and 210% heal. So she even has a little bit of coverage here for magic damage with her big AoE heal. I love it. It's a great heal. Then she does have some damage. She has a damaging spell right here, a 220% damage. It's long range, but small AoE. 200% chance physical damage reduction, 200% chance magical damage reduction, and a decent chance to inflict slow. So really great DPS skill right here. She's stacked. She's stacked. She's stacked. If she ever does get to do damage, she's going to nerf the enemy. Then summer drops. Oh, she's got full life. And not only is it full life, well, it's half life. When she casts it, she gives herself re-raise. Because why not? That's pretty great. It doesn't matter what sub job you run. I'm just going to be honest. Doesn't really matter. It gives her another single target heal, or a weird decrease AP if dispel ignore. Oh, hold on. I take it back. When I first read this, I read the decrease AP part. The AI does like to dispel, courage, and re-raise. She does both in one skill. Maybe the AI will use this. I don't know. If the AI uses this, it's just another insane feather in her cap. You might just run that. Otherwise, you go Sword Sorcerer if you want to give her access to some slashing damage. Don't go Cleric, probably. I don't know. You have Asuna, I suppose. Then her Limit Break. Okay, her Limit Break is a very long range, big AoE heal. 310% modifier, dispels all debuffs, dispels damage reduction, both physical and magic, and increased debuff effect weakening, so makes debuffs weaker. This girl's got it all. She's insane. I think if you want to counter the current meta, boom, Resnick's your girl. There she is. go do that thing. Now, she is coming with a vision card. The vision card seems less of a must pull to me, but it's still pretty good. It is an agility card. It has magic, spirit, and HP in the stat line. The unit effect is magic up, AoE resist up, but it's only 6, which is okay, but it's not insane. The heal is nice. It's a 310 modifier heal that gives CT up and AoE resist 25 for 3 turns. Like, that's massive. That's massive. So this is the big draw of this thing, in my opinion. But you would need to, like, the modifier on it will actually make the AI use it. So it's real good on her. It's real good on her. The problem is, if you're trying to splash her into some teams, I'm going to pull up old JB's tool here for a second. Here's the vision card in the tool, and you can see it splashes into Katana, Sword Knight, and Staff A. So if you're playing a Sword Knight team, you're going to get your agility from this, and you'll be able to give Resnick the heal. But then those are really like the 3 other people you could play this with. And so I think it is a little bit limiting there. I just wish it had Sword Warrior on it so I could play Cypher with it as well. But it's a great heal. It's a great heal, and she's going to want to wear it. Now, it does give agility 18%, which is nice, elemental chain resist, which is useful, and magic resist 20, which is also pretty useful. And on a quest map, you'll get damage up 2500, which for like PvE chaining and stuff like that might be a must-have if you're building one of these teams to do some chaining with. That 2500 damage up, if you're going for high scores, I think that makes this a must-pull if you're going to build some certain teams there. So that's my breakdown of Summer Resnick. I'm pulling for her. I'm throwing every bit of Visior I have at her. If I don't get her, I'll throw a little bit of money at her, and then I can just sit tight, play the units that I like to play, and have a fighting freaking chance in this current meta, which kind of sucks. So there we go. That's the review. Pretty excited to pull for her now. Okay, thank you all for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.